Do you guys miss the time when we didn't have smartphones? I do. I think in general, my phone usage is not too bad. I think I have a good control over how much I spend my time on social media. But still, I've been feeling a little tired of social medias and just being online and having to see the things that I don't have to see, and having those emotions that are not in my life but I'm experiencing through other people's videos. I fully embrace the technology. I definitely benefit from having these amazing tools in my life, but at the same time, I'm just feeling a little bit less like myself. I'm not here to whine. So what's the solution? I'm just gonna try a little bit of digital detox, meaning I'm gonna spend less time on screens and focus more on being mindful, whatever I do. So this video is my attempt to feel like myself again, really focusing on being present. Being present, we say that all the time and we know we should be doing more of that, but it's so hard. I'm gonna experiment and live the life that I'm not tied to the internet or my phone. It's gonna be hot, so I changed. I'm going to work for the app that I've been working for. It's the Speak app I told you about in my previous video. I recently had an amazing encounter because of this. So I was working on a TV show, I guess it's an American TV show, as a translator. And I met this Japanese person and we started talking because, you know, we are Japanese. And then he was like, wait, are you Ami sensei? Are you a teacher? And I was like, what? And then he told me that he's been using the Speak app. So he's been studying English using the Speak app with my teaching. It was such a great moment. It was so nice. You know, so thanks to the technology, things like that happen. I really think it's cool. I finished the job early, so I came to the Grove just to walk around and just be present. That's my excuse to like potentially buy something, but I don't think I'm gonna buy anything. I haven't been to Grove in a while, but I always remember the parking sucks here. I don't understand. Today's what? Today's Monday, middle of the day, 2:30, and the parking is like outrageously crazy. Okay. Anyway, let's go walk around. It's really hot though. Just gonna go to a quick shopping. Window shopping. 不思議だね。I parked on the worst corner, I think. I don't know how I can get out. I just paid $17 for a stupid parking. That was the most stupidest thing ever. I went to the Grove. I went in from the farmer's market parking. For that, I think you have to purchase something from the farmer's market to validate your parking ticket. And I thought, you know, it's not gonna be much, but it was very expensive. More precisely, $17.50. I'm like, I want to talk briefly about my relationships with YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Honestly, it's kind of weird to say, but at this point, I'm not too invested in making a viral video on YouTube. I actually was never into that because to me, that comes off as a fake thing to do. If I was making a content that's not related to who I am, just to get the views or popularity or something like that. It's very much against my principles, so I would never do that. I honestly don't really care about my YouTube performance as much. With Instagram, on the other hand, I have a slightly different relationships I'm feeling. My content got pushed and it started to gain more views because of my Asian Mean Girl series, and I really enjoy making those contents because it's really who I am. I really gain those contents ideas from my own experience, so it really aligns with who I am and what I've experienced as a Japanese person in America. Well, I never thought Asian Mean Girl series would be so appreciated. So I just started with like not so serious outlook. And then it got popular, so I was like, oh, I see, people want this kind of content. And I like making this kind of content, so let's do more of it. And I started doing it, I kept doing it, I still am doing it. But with some sort of success comes with a pressure to do better than the last one. My success is very small. I don't even have 10,000 followers, so it's not that like I'm famous or, you know, I'm an influencer status or not like that at all. But still, with my perfectionism to some extent and the people pleaser tendency, I want to do better than before. I need to keep making content that's better than the last one. It motivates me, yes, but at the same time, it puts me so much pressure that sometimes this pressure puts me in a place where I'm like, oh, I don't feel like doing well today, so I'm not gonna do it today. I don't feel like I can do better than the last time today, so I'm not gonna do it today. I kind of procrastinate, and this kind of thinking cycle sort of paralyzes me. But it's true though, because as long as I'm making content, new content, then it has to be good enough to please the audience. Yeah, it's not easy. I'm not complaining. It's not a complaint. I love making content, showing my creativity online, but sometimes it's hard. That's what I'm trying to say. I probably put pressure on myself by myself, I guess. Probably it's not necessary to feel this way, but probably it's kind of a natural progression when you make contents online. Another thing is that on social media, if you want to grow faster, bigger, then you have to be constantly posting contents. Probably it's not for everybody. Some people get really successful really quick without posting consistently, but in my case, a lot of times when I post consistently, then I get traction and I get more followers, more views, and just, you know, it performs well overall. So with that kind of things in mind, you always feel pressure to make content every single day, post it every single day, don't stop, don't ever take a break, you know, that kind of that kind of mindset makes you a little bit tired sometimes. I don't force myself, honestly, because I know that I can't do it. If I don't feel happy about what I do, then eventually it's not gonna last, basically. It's not sustainable. So I know myself, so I take a break, but I know when I do that, the performance does go down. So it's like I'm not gonna sacrifice my own well-being by pushing myself too hard just to please the audience or the algorithm. But at the same time, it really affects your performance. So it's kind of like something to balance it out. Because of this, I do feel like I'm constantly feeling that I need to be making content, I need to be doing something, more content, new content, something new, something better, you know. So in a sense, my brain is constantly like 24/7 trying to find something interesting, and probably this is just a YouTuber or content creator's brain, and it's not good or bad, but I do get frustrated or tired sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like I'm constantly trying to learn something, absorb something, and I think it gets too much. It's in a way it's good to try to optimize your time. Learning a language, for example, you should be maximizing time, like whatever time you have to get as much practice you can. But it gets so like not tiring, it's like you're doing too much and you need to give your brain a break sometimes if you are creative. A lot of neuroscientists say that if you want to be creative, then do nothing, meaning give your brain a break from dopamines and doing too much.
You gotta go live life a little bit.
And I'm curious, like when was the last time I really truly felt like I'm away from the phone and enjoying the moment?
I was in Japan.
Really?
I'm serious.
Oh,
I started following so many Japan vlogs now.
Really?
Houses and shit.
hi, good morning. Accomplishment of the day for me today is that I didn't touch my phone when I woke up. I usually have my phone right next to me and sometimes I use it as alarm. You might know, but we're not supposed to go onto the phone and look at a bunch of random things first thing in the morning. They say that it's the worst thing you could do for your brain because you're basically bombarding your brain with just random things and just dopamine is just like going crazy the first thing in the morning, and you should avoid that before bed and after waking up. But I have this habit of checking my phone first thing in the morning, and I've been wanting to stop that, but I was just like making an excuse not to stop it. But today, because I decided to put my phone away from my bed, I wasn't able to reach from my bed. I was sleepy, so I took time to actually get up, but I didn't touch my phone, and that was really nice. It felt really relaxing. Hi guys. So after a whole week of close observation to my social media use, I came to a conclusion. You just gotta find a smart way to consume social media and not let it consume you or control you. At this point, it's impossible to ignore the presence and the power that social media has. I want to think social media as a separate world or additional world or realm that we get to have. Basically like a world of fantasy, and I think it's totally okay for the world of fantasies to exist as long as we have a stronger sense of who we are in real life. Because in retrospect, when I think about it, I've had many great things thanks to social media. For example, someone found me on Instagram for an acting role, or I get to share my contents, my ideas, comedy with you guys thanks to social medias. And even though I do encounter some negative things sometimes, like negative comments or mean things or hateful things, positive interactions, positive experiences definitely exceed negative things. So social media is not all bad. We all know that it's fun, but even then, we all agree that real things can be replaced by social media. Real conversation with people, real interaction with people, the real emotions you feel through your real experiences, not other people's experiences. I personally want to live in this real life I have. I don't want to live in the world of online. I don't want to rely on the world of online. I don't want to be popular online. I would rather be appreciated in person by people who actually know me. I'm just gonna keep trying to find a good balance so that I can make great contents that could potentially have a positive impact on my audience. Like I said, I love creativity, I like creating things, I like to make people laugh and think and feel something. So I'm gonna keep that in mind and I'm gonna keep making contents. Actually, it's been almost 2 years since I started my YouTube journey. I probably wanted to just check in with me and really be honest with myself with what I'm feeling, like how I'm feeling about social media and my whole experience existing online. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time and attention, and see you very soon in my next video. Bye!